And there are already 5 shelters in the city district. I mean, in the city limits of Cadillac, and 1 in Herring Township. So you already have 6, and they're looking at essentially expanding and putting a 7th. So, just so we're aware of that, but yet we aren't really growing in our city limits. So why are we growing this need? It's more of a community-wide issue versus just a historic commission issue or a historic district issue. But that's something that's very important for us, because these areas that they're looking at, several, are very much crossing over with our interests and our role as a historic commission.
Make sure that if they go forward on that, they come talk to us too.
Yes.
There's a big difference between group shelters and single-family shelters. That's we have one. Mm-hmm. Within the city limits, we have 1 group shelter, and they want to move it to a different location. The catch is, for example, like the home next door to you, Jill, it's a rental. Anybody can rent a home to a family. Just get the rental permit, have the inspection done by the fire department, and anybody can rent their home to a family. So when you're dealing with a one-family situation, a homeless family could technically be moved into any home within the city if the owner chose to rent it to them. Does that make sense? It's been inspected. It's, if I want to rent my home to a family that's homeless and I'm going to be gone for 6 months, and maybe it's a homeless family that I know, I could technically rent it to them for like $1 a month. And that's it. But it's a single family. The group shelter is where, in my opinion, the real issue falls with the zoning district.
Mm-hmm. So. However, they weren't really looking at moving that shelter. Speaking to the woman who runs all of these shelters, they were looking at expanding it. They called it moving it, and by that they wanted to move the men's shelter over behind Rite Aid, but they were looking at keeping open the original. I said, well, so you're selling the other shelter building? No, we didn't plan on that. We were thinking of using that for vets or some other, basically, i.e. make 2 men's shelters. So there's a little doublespeak going on there, okay? So that's just something that we as citizens all have to be aware of, because, we all have moral obligations to our fellow man, but how are those obligations implemented, and in what manner, do we choose to address that as a community? But so anyway, no, it really was expanding to 2 shelters when I spoke to her, though she's calling it 1. So, and I'm, hard for me to take in someone promoting it when their paycheck is dependent on growing the system, So I don't know. It's just something that we will have to watch ourselves, and as a commission, as that develops in the community. So that's
good point. All right. Anything else? Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Public comments?
We didn't. Oh, public comments. Michelle, Scott?
No comment.
I want to join. I want to sign up.
Thanks for coming tonight. Thank you.
I will. I'll help you out.
That's
Thank great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, did you need resumes from some? Or are you working on that?
I'm going to need it from, Pat's got his, I'll get it from Ann. I'll talk to Michelle and get her what we need, and, the form that needs to be filled out for the city that you
okay.
wish to be a volunteer, and that'll be great.
Thank you, everybody. Now do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Guess I better support it.
Thank you. Adjourned. Thanks, everybody.